I'm Lena with SIARA Designs. Let's take a look at one of our projects. So today we are working on a patio. It's a paver patio. The pre-work is really important. When you do a paver patio, you got to make sure that the whole area is very well leveled. No unevenness. And then you gotta, if you do a square patio, you have to make sure that everything's squared, exactly squared. And then as you start with the pavers, the most important paver is the very first one, because the very first one needs to be exactly lined up and squared. In this case, we're lining it up with a concrete patio, so you have to make sure that the distance is exact and that it's exactly at 90 degrees to the concrete on the side of the line. And then you plan pretty much your spacing for the first line on top, the line that's basically close to the patio, and then you got to plan out the one line along the sides. Reason being is you want to make sure that you got your spacing figured out, and then you square it off. And then when you got basically that L-shaped, that area all nicely lined up, then you can basically line up all the other pavers. So yeah, literally the one on the side and the very first one is the most important one. And then you continue the first one, and then after that it's easy to align the other ones. So we've been working on this for a while. Took out all the soil to make sure that the pavers are set flush with the concrete. And then we compacted it, and we set some strings all around to make sure that we get everything nicely squared off. Then we put on landscape fabric to prevent any weeds from growing in. And then we started testing the spacing. Aligned the first few, and now we're finishing pretty much like setting the pavers. We use paver sand on the bottom to make sure they're level, and then in between the spacing we put in gravel. So the whole group here is doing something different things. 2 groups setting pavers, separate rows, and then one person already filling in the gravel. There we go. Gonna see what it turns out at the end when we finish. And today we're back at the project with the patio. Today we're planting. We're going to place some ground cover, some sod, mulch. Here we are. So the clients are already using the new patio that we built. That's the paver patio we put together. It's already in use. And today we are planting. So in this space around the patio, to pretty it all up, we're placing some plants. It's going to be a combination of some evergreens and some deciduous plants, so that there's some change throughout the season. But also there's always something in the winter. Planting here. Then here in the shady area underneath the tree, we're going to place some ground cover because the grass is not going to grow. And then same here. I'm going to place some ground cover here under the tree, close to like the play area for the kids. And then in some of these sunny spots, we'll place some grass so that the clients can enjoy the backyard. But yeah, that's basically it. It's now the full patio where they can sit, have a lot more space now aside from this really small concrete patio. And then everything's nicely framed up here with these flower beds around the patio area. So it's an extra area that the clients can enjoy. It's not just all one big mud pit. There we go. In a little bit, we'll show you the finished project. So, we finished the patio project. We planted around the patio here some hydrangeas and distillums and ferns. Ground cover in the area where the grass doesn't grow. The paver patio is done, and we installed the landscaping next to the patio. So it's all done, all nicely framed up. More ground cover on the other side, so it's all cohesive. So now here the clients can sit, enjoy the patio. They have the landscape. It's all nicely framed up. It's no longer a mud puddle, and they can actually enjoy.